Hey guys, I'm Liam. This is Jess, Annika, and Akanksha, and we're Project Janice. So, unemployment, and specifically youth unemployment, is an issue that riddles societies. Due to the vulnerability of the industries that young people tend to work in, times of crisis such as the current pandemic hit youth particularly hard. That being said, before the pandemic, 11.5% of Australian youth were defined as being unemployed, more than double that of the general population. Post pandemic, the rate of youth unemployment has hiked up to 13.8%. On top of this, almost 500,000 young people are underemployed, meaning that they aren't able to work as many hours as they would like. These stats don't cover all young people, however, missing those that aren't actively looking for work, with 1 in 4 young Australians not studying nor working full time. This is problematic, as once young people disengage, they become less likely to re enter employment in the future. In particular, regions such as Blacktown, Parramatta, and the southwest are particularly prone to high unemployment, with rates consistently above 12.4%, whilst other areas are less prone. It is with this focus in mind that we've opted to name ourselves Project Janus, an eponym to the two-faced Greek god Janus. He's the god of gates, doors, portals, and is the key holder that allows passages from the past to the future. He is the enabler of new beginnings. This is our ultimate vision, to be the enabler of new beginnings, the ultimate pre-tertiary educator, which permits students to test out different vocations before the need to work. For now, however, we're going to be focusing on the education industry. The demand for education is growing for various reasons. One, due to a high birth and immigration rate, populations are growing, and as the baby boomer generation retires, so do their roles as educators. As a result, we see a self-perpetuating cycle whereby teachers are being overworked and are burning out. Moreover, managing larger classes virtually is highly problematic. We are also seeing an evolution of personalised education, whereby education is shifting so the classes are smaller and more personalised. And finally, people are discovering the worth of a quality teacher. Due to demographic changes, automation of jobs, and globalisation, a 73% growth in teaching jobs is forecast between now and 2030. In particular, at the primary level, there's a growing demand for male teachers. On a different note, however, in 15 years' time, 1.16 million of the male-dominated construction jobs are at risk of automation. So, our idea abstractly is to take senior students into junior schools regularly as a subject, pre-qualifying them as an educator.
Expanding on to Liam's identification of these social issues, Project Janus's economic and social goal outcomes include increasing the male employment within the feminized teaching workforce to evade the possible unemployment wave amongst working class men in jobs predicted to get automated. By 2025, Project Janus would have had an influence over 1,240 male students in terms of raising their awareness and encouraging them into becoming employable for the education sector, one of the many female-dominated industries with predicted employment growth. 1.8% of teaching graduates are men across all Australian institutions. Out of Project Janus's 1,240 students, even if 50% or 620 students pursue teaching, Project Janus would be increasing male intakes by 22.7% between 2020 and 2025. In 2019, there was a great 95.3% labor force participation rate by education graduates. 22.7% increase in male student intake naturally means increased sustained graduate employment amongst male teaching roles. B. The shortening of the gender pay gap. Pay conditions are associated with men within the industry, hence low wage conditions in feminized industries can be improved by a bigger entrance of men. Increased income within these industries will ultimately help tackling the long-lasting gender pay gap issue.
Project Janus works by taking Year 11 and 12 students out of a free period or elective space to travel to a neighbouring school where they will participate in hands-on experience teaching K-2 students. We will try to schedule to take them out of the middle of lunch and work with a free double period at the end of the day. These will be complemented with one theoretical lesson per fortnight in order to learn about teaching. At the end of Year 12, students will graduate from our program with accreditation in order to get into teaching degrees at university easier. One of the data sources we will be utilising in order to track the progress would be the selected higher education statistics produced by the Australian Government Department of Education, Skills and Employment. Secondly, we can track progress through year-on-year analysis with school retention rates and analysis of programs youth are undertaking. Finally, for our longer term goals, we will utilise the statistics published by the WGEA tracking workplace gender composition of specific industries, such as school-age teaching.
To position ourselves through innovative partnerships with universities. Since our focus is Western Sydney in the short term, our partnership networking will closely begin with Western Sydney University, WSU. Regardless of the real motives behind CSR initiatives, institutions today use social investment opportunities to demonstrate commitment and leadership within the community. Goals include quality education, gender equality, reduced inequalities, and importantly, partnerships for the goals. We at Project Janus intend on using WSU's networks with high schools across Western Sydney to expand in the future. Marketing our partnership with WSU will also incentivize and attract students through HSC bonus points and guaranteed early entry opportunities. Project Janus will cover a WSU core education primary course unit called Teacher as Changemakers online through years 11 and 12. Students would be able to obtain accreditation for this unit. Being able to go into university having done a first-year unit would be another big incentive that we would have to offer.
Vocational education and training programs offered by the New South Wales Government could be identified as our main competitor, as they offer similar programs in early childhood education. Therefore, our program offers innovation in two branches. Our first point of difference arises from the fact that our program is heavily experience-based, whereas the VET programs are more geared towards a theoretical approach. Secondly, Project Janus directly helps with university admissions rather than TAFE entry. We have possible future plans to partner with existing services such as VET to maximise effectiveness and minimise duplication. Parallel to our program is the Hand Up program offered by UTS, which tries to encourage women into traditionally male-gendered workspaces of STEM. This can serve as a basis for the types of programs which are working and being participated in currently. Dr. Arti Agarwal, Director of UTS Women in Engineering, stated, "A generation of initiatives to support greater participation by women in these key industries of the future has seen minor progress. Therefore, there is a strong case to be made about creating more disruptive programs, such as the Hand Up program, which tackle unemployment from the root cause, which we chose to model and copy for our own program. We chose an all-boys high school from Western Sydney, Blacktown Boys High School, to conduct a case study on. Based on the data from 2018, no students undertook VET training or any sort of hands-on training within their schooling, and only 60% of the students moved into post-school education. The remaining 40% of the students become our target cohort, the unmet population. With an average of 96 students per year, we would aim to have about 10 students from each year entering Project Janus. Furthermore, the unemployment rate is nearly double for people with no university degrees, as compared to people with university degrees, highlighting the need for our program now more than ever. If we could catch a percentage of the remaining 40% of students who aren't entering university and funnel them into university degrees, training them for the future, this would reduce the unemployment rate, and therefore this is a school in which our program would be successful."
Our main choice for financing is an Entrepreneurs Program grant. This grant funds between $2,500 to $20,000, covering up to 50% eligible project costs. However, this grant is an extremely competitive one to get, given it has applicants from all over Australia. Therefore, our alternative option is the MVP grant, which is only for businesses in New South Wales. Or alternatively, Venture Capital Limited Partnership Programs, which is to partner with foreign investors. For funding, as mentioned, our initial funds will come from grants. Then, we will charge the school an annual program fee of $600 per student. And this is our financial modeling for expected returns between 2021 to 2024. A little about us. The idea first emerged to our team, which came from different cultural backgrounds. Hence, this led us to be interested to find both a creative and innovative alternative to school. Moreover, to ensure this program is effective, it must also attract schools to incorporate this program into their curriculum and also be economically viable while being beneficial for all participants involved. Therefore, our teams having different strengths will be beneficial for this. Coming from a management background, I myself will be in charge of the daily runnings of the program, making sure the program runs smoothly, effectively, and efficiently. Since Jess comes up from a finance background. She will be in charge of the finance aspect to ensure this business functions cost effectively and maximize profit earnings. Akansha has experiences in marketing, therefore she will focus on attracting students to join this program and also approach schools to incorporate this program into their curriculum. Liam has specialty in software engineering. Therefore, he will create modules that can be delivered both online and in person. For our future, we plan to expand our program beyond the teaching field to other fields that are gender concentrated, such as nursing for men and involving more women in STEM. Moreover, our current program starts in grade 10. Therefore, we aim to start it earlier, such as in grade 9, so that students can get more exposure to this program at an earlier age. We have an annual goal of doubling our intake, starting with 40 students in 2020, then 80 students in 2021. We will gradually expand our intake to accommodate demand. Our long-term goal is to partner with VET and push non-ATAR students to our program and ultimately become an accredited institution that is both on par to a university.
Thank you for listening. These are our references.